today because part 1 of the Legends Anniversary is so mid, so bare bones. Where's the content? Where's the PvE towers? Where's the Beerus cooking PvE event where you're collecting food? You know, where is the content? That's why, since the content is pretty dry, that's why I'm making a video theorizing the units that are going to come for part 2, because obviously everybody knows that's when the real anniversary starts, which is probably around June 20th. If you take a look and compare it to previous years, it's mostly around the mid to end of June. That's when part 2 is going to start. And so we're just going to be taking a look here. So if you take also a look back at previous anniversaries, we know that part 2 is mostly going to be movies. Always has a movie component ever since, I would say, maybe since the 4th anniversary or the 3rd anniversary. Actually, the 3rd anniversary was with Gogeta and Revival Gohan. Ever since that anniversary started, part 2 has always been movies related. And so I believe that the movies unit that we're going to get, because we're probably going to get a dual movies banner. I mean, that makes the most sense to me. So you got to think of units or characters that fit that specific criteria. And the only unit that, to me, that's hype enough to fit that criteria while also be anniversary worthy-esque is Super Gogeta. Now, yeah, I mean, Super Gogeta, no great, another fusion, what they do? I mean, but guys, think of this. What we don't have in the game is a tag Goku and Vegeta that synchro gauges, fuses into Super Gogeta. We don't have that in the game yet. And synchro gauges has been back since a full year, since the last synchro gauge unit, right? Which is the Super Vegito and then the Super Saiyan Blue Gogeta, right? So this is the time when they can bring it back. And this makes sense because, okay, so you have Gogeta, Super Saiyan Gogeta on one banner, Legends Limited, and then you have Janemba, because Janemba doesn't have a Legends Limited unit himself, right? I'm just speaking facts right now. So that's like a very, and I've seen this through the Reddit, and this is like the idea that makes the most sense to me. Okay, so people are saying, oh, Broly, it's going to be Broly from, you know, come on, I can't remember the exact name of the movie, my goodness, but obviously, you know, the Broly, not from Z, but from Dragon Ball Super. And I'm thinking, okay, so who are you going to tie him with? Okay, he's just going to be a Broly, okay, Legends Limited Broly, but then who are you going to tie him with, right? You can't tie him with Gogeta because that's already been done last year. So they can't. I don't think, to me, Broly is not going to come for part 2. And people are saying, okay, tag Beast Gohan and Orange Piccolo because of the Cell Max animation, summon animation. Like, come on, seriously. Like, how are they going to? I think, honestly, like, I'm movies main. Even for me, like, Beast Gohan, just give Beast Gohan a rest, man. He already has, what? He has 2 Legends Limited units, and he has an Ultra. Like, Beast Gohan does not need to be touched anytime soon. Give this guy a break, right? Other units need representation, like Janemba. Legends Limited Janemba, bro. They skipped him. I know they gave him the Ultra, but Legends Limited Janemba, right? It just makes sense to me, bro. We got this, boom, side banner unit. Could be for the Super Gogeta, Go Tanks, right? In the movie, they transformed. And then for Janemba, side banner unit, let me think. I mean, it could be any of the, like, resurrected. Maybe it could be like a Frieza with, like, the whole, you know, as you see like all the other, like, movies, villains. You saw, like, Bojack in the background. So maybe it could be something like that. But I think that's too much work for them. So what other side banner unit would Janemba fit? I'm thinking, I don't know. It can't be Hitler, right? I mean, Hitler was actually in the movie. I mean, if you don't believe me, go rewatch Fusion Reborn and you'll see he's been in the movie, but I doubt he's meant it's gonna be a side banner unit. So I'm just thinking, I don't. No, I think that's it. Like if they do a side banner unit, it's probably gonna be a Frieza, and then I guess that will be like part of his ultimate. That's all I'm thinking, right? Because he is the actual like second most poppin' villain in the movie, right? Aside from Janemba. So Janemba himself is going to be, let me take a look here, right? Janemba. So this is the Ultra Janemba. Now we don't have fat Janemba in the game, right? Let me take a look here. Do we have fat Janemba in the game? I know we have it in Dokkan, but we don't have it in Legends. Let me see here. No. So many movies characters they're missing, bro. It's crazy. So we don't have fat Janemba. So what I'm thinking about, Legends Limited, it's going to be a transformation unit for Janemba. Unfortunately, yeah, I know that sounds boring, but to me that's what makes sense, right? You start off with fat Janemba, and then he transforms or he revives, or transform. I feel like revival would probably make the most sense, because when Super Saiyan 3 Goku pretty much did that double beam against fat Janemba, he kind of like morphed into Super Janemba here, right? So I feel like a revival would be much more representative. I don't know how do you pronounce that, but instead of like a transformation unit, right? That would, yeah. But I don't know. Maybe they'll go. I don't know if they'll take the lazy route and do transformation, or they'll actually do revive with like really nice animations and stuff like that. Hopefully they go with the revival option, because to me that would be very cool, right? So that to me is like clear-cut choice for the selection. So what if it's not going to be Gogeta? Which, I mean, fusions make money. So, and this part 1 anniversary, if you've seen the sales are tank. They are trash compared to the 6th anniversary. I believe compared to the 6th anniversary made like 3 billion, and right now this anniversary part 1 only made like 1 billion or something. So I mean, that's still like a lot of money, but compared to previously, it's on a downward spiral. So yeah, so my second option that would make the most sense to me, there's so many good options here, but my next option, a lot of people saying, oh, this is not going to be hype. How is Metal Cooler not hype for anniversary? We got Ultimate Gohan. If you're saying Metal Cooler is not hype, like something's wrong with you. Dude, Metal Cooler, this guy does not have an Ultra. He does not have a Legends Limited unit. And this guys is, have you seen this unit's animations? Bro, I will drop it in the video right now if I can find some. His animations for the green card is clean. It is clean. And that also be, but the problem with this unit is its banner units. Same as Janemba, though. That's the problem that I'm reason, because okay, so if let's take a look at the Legend Limited first, right? You got Legend Limited Metal Cooler, right? And he doesn't have any sort of transformation, succession, tag. Like, they have to create an entirely new gauge just for him, right? And if you've seen the movie Revenge of Cooler, or I can't remember the exact title of them. I'm not like a super Dragon Ball fan, so excuse my language here. But if you've seen that movie, which features Metal Cooler, you know that there's an army, right? I don't know, like when they destroy the first Metal Cooler, an army just pops out of nowhere. So maybe they can incorporate that somehow into, like, they need to create some sort of gauge for him, but because he can't do transformation, so they gotta make something out of it. But it'll be juicy. It will be very, very juicy. And then you'll have basically the tag version. Oh, hold on, let me come back. Let me and then you basically have the tag version of this unit, right? Tag Super Saiyan Goku and Vegeta. Where is it? Yeah. So we only have this unit, I mean, if you've seen this guy's ultimate, maybe I could like pull it on the screen. It's kind of like the LF animation, but maybe they could like expanded it more. But I'm seeing here, okay, so they could do like a tag unit, tag Super Saiyan Vegeta, tag Super Saiyan Goku. But the thing is, the problem is that I'm thinking like how they can make him special, because maybe they can't really start them from base because it wouldn't make sense. So I'm thinking this unit, if they do a tag Super Saiyan Goku and Vegeta, they make him a succession unit, and then when this unit dies, it goes to Super Saiyan Goku, right, from the basically the end part of the movie where he's facing that gigantic metal cooler. But it's gonna be tricky, so that's why I'm a little bit iffy on this option here to go with the metal cooler movie is, because side banner unit aside, like, okay, side banner unit, you can maybe go for like a Piccolo for the Goku side and Vegeta side, but then what would you choose for metal cooler? Right, you're gonna choose a robot? Like, nobody cares about robot, honestly. Like, nameless robot number 1, right? Nah, that makes no sense to me. So I'm a little bit iffy on that option, right? Now, the last movie representation that I have in my mind that could potentially work out, Android 13, right? I mean, transforming, you can do transforming, you can do like, you can have like a new ability, a unique gauge, or like a new ability just for this unit here, where basically he basically fuses, but it's a different type of fusion instead of like a transformation where he gets like, I don't know, those different parts from the Android, was it 14 and 15? Hopefully I got that right. And then he turns into Super Android 13, and then somehow maybe that deals damage to the opponent after he fuses. But then that would be like kind of like a comeback. So maybe they could start implementing comebacks for Legends Limited units. Hey, a comeback transformation. How would that sound? Like now that I'm thinking about it, I'm cooking. Oh, I'm whipping. I'm whipping. I'm stirring up the pot here. Transformation comeback. Oh my god. And then the banner units would probably be like either, actually it could be sparking tag Android 14 and Android 15, right? I cooked, right? Let me this keeps happening, but where's this guy? Bro, I'm cooking. Look, yeah, Android 15, Android 14, it could be like a sparking tag unit, just like the recently released sparking tag Kale and Khalifa. They could do the same thing for Android 15, Android 14, right? And then the other banner would probably be like, I mean, it wouldn't make sense to do a triple tag, that's not gonna happen, but maybe like a tag, Super Saiyan sparking tag Trunks in Vegeta, and then have the Legends Limited Goku, right? Because obviously it's Goku, so the headliner units for this particular banner, or two banners, would be Android 13, which does for the first ever transformation comeback into Super Android 13, or Fusion Android 13, whatever. And then the other banner, you have, and then obviously sparking tag Android 15 and 14. Then the other banner will have another tag unit, Super Saiyan, or basically Trunks, Super Saiyan Trunks and Super Saiyan Vegeta probably. And then you have the headliner like Goku. And then as for Goku, like I'm thinking, where is this unit? I'm pretty sure we got like a Goku representation here somewhere. Where's the green one? Here it is, boom. So, I mean, dude, if you've seen this ultimate, it's like an LF2, it's crazy, bro. The ultimate's back in the days. Dude, honestly, the ultimate back in the days could be like turned into, could be compared to Legends Limited, you know, LF legendary finishes in today. Like, it's crazy, bro. Peak Dragon Ball Legends back in the day is crazy. Anyways, I'm just thinking, okay, what new mechanics could we bring to this Goku here? Well, maybe have some sort of like new ability where he does the Spirit Bomb, like Beast Gohan's Special Beam Cannon. Right, you click a button in like the bottom right that does the Spirit Bomb. I'm just thinking right off the top of my head here, boom. And then he's probably like going to be a transformation unit. I feel like that's the case. Transformation unit, and then have like this Spirit Bomb thing. Have like a special button. Boom. And then what would be his gauge? I don't know. Maybe his gauge is just to be like to power up the Spirit Bomb. Or he could, I don't know, maybe his gauge could work like the tag Legends Limited Super Saiyan 2 Vegeta and Super Saiyan 3 Goku. Or maybe that could just be the LF itself, like they redo that, but those are just some ideas here. But basically, in terms of what's actually gonna go down, I feel like it's gonna be Super Gogeta, wherever he is again. Because like I said before, Gogeta just makes money. And I feel like they're just gonna, you know, whenever they could spam diffusions. And people are asking for this. So this is the most likely case, right? Legends Limited base Goku and Vegeta fuses into Super Gogeta, and then have Legends Limited Janemba. Right? And then that's it. I don't want to like really rant on for much longer. I'm just gonna throw that out there, and then hopefully I'm just gonna wait until then, because part 1 is kind of mid. Anyways, guys, that's the video for today. If you enjoyed my rambling, be sure to leave a like, subscribe if you're new, comment down below whatever you want, and I'll see you guys in the next Legends upload.